Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Market Pulse. I am Ajit Mahuli, the founder and mentor at LPAT. Let's take a look at the indices and see what they have in store for this week. On the monthly, again, a very strong up move. Still a narrow range candle, but the trend is strong and up. Momentum is a little bit weak on the smaller time frames, but getting a little bit overextended. Next demand zone is still probably going to be this area from where it went up. So let's say around 20 to 300 based on the monthly chart. That's the area of demand zone where a pullback, if it happens, on the monthly chart, will probably come towards 22,500 at the most. On the weekly chart, again, strong up move. This is the original demand zone, which is still holding up. And that's going to be your new area where we will have some smaller time frame demand zones. So as of now, if any pullback that Nifty will provide you probably will be easy till 23,700, which is a good about 600 odd points. So there is a good reward to risk ratio on confirmation on the short side. On the long side, the sky is the limit, but probably RR might be lesser. The reward might be lesser as compared to the short side. But short, we still do not have any confirmation. So maybe index trading is not the right asset right now because it's still in a narrow range. We'll need some confirmation either to move to the upside or to the downside. Even if it moves upside, there'll be we will still have to wait for a pullback, but as of now, probably that's the range that will be playing on Nifty on the weekly chart. This is a daily chart, so all these candles are something that is not uh, uh, giving good signals about a bullish move. This is more of tired momentum, dying momentum. And if it falls, we could easily come towards, let's say, at least 24,000 initially, and then the next area will be based on the daily, we will have around 23,500. So that's the area of demand zone. This is a demand zone which might give a dead cat bounce or shallow bounce before it continues. For the markets to move up, it has to go beyond 24,400 first close, and then probably we'll see. In that scenario, maybe intraday longs can be taken in Nifty because there'll be momentum available for long side. But as of now, that's going to be your range. On smaller time frames, intraday time frames, on the weekly 75-minute chart. So this is the area which is right now holding up pretty well. Prices are not able to go beyond this quickly, and that's the area of demand zone which is being held. So this is the narrow range where it is trading right now. That's 24,400 to 24,200, 150 areas. So once this is breached, this area, let's say around 24,000, we could see probably this will easily be taken up by faster and longer candles. So though we have a very, very aggressive confirmation, I would still prefer to wait for Nifty to probably break 200 to get into any kind of shorts. I'll stay aside for the index for a while till it gives me some good confirmation. That's the India VIX chart. So if you see today, we are seeing an up move. This is all more of a compressive move towards the downside. There could be a big rally in this. Once it goes above 14, we could probably end up reaching around 16.5, 17, which might pull back the index. Or it can even happen that while the index is moving up, you will see volatility moving up too, and then maybe a bigger India VIX number like 18 to 20 would be targeted. So this one is moving up, so which means people are getting a little edgy. Let's take a look at Bank Nifty. Now, Bank Nifty has been weaker as compared to Nifty. On the monthly chart, that's a narrow range candle. This is still the area of demand zone from where prices have moved up around 47,400 on the monthly chart. So if a pullback happens and once we go below 50,500 or even let's say 50,000, then 47,000 can be looked at. but there is still more confirmation needed for that. On the weekly, if you see, we have two rejections, and this week has just started. If we go below 52,000, we probably end up moving towards, let's say, this tiny area where you can cover your shorts if you get into any kind of shorts. But if markets pull back and give a confirmation based on the weekly, target one initially will be, let's say, 51,200, and target two could be 50,200. So based on this range, you may plan your strategies either in options or maybe futures or whatever, or stay away from index and be stock specific. On the daily chart, there is no clear demand zone here, just that prices went up from this area. So there will be smaller time frame demand zones at this area. So a pullback towards 51 200 would uh, seem easy if we probably gap down tomorrow beyond today's range, or even if higher probability would be if we start moving below 51 900, then 51 we could see another 700 600 point fall in Bank Nifty. Confirmation longs at these areas, but these are good areas to cover some portion of the shorts if you get into it. Remember, this is a pro gap, and that is not being able to cross. If this is held, we could see a move down, and those are the areas where you can look for some confirmation longs. On the daily, that's your good demand zone, which is around 49,800, let's say 50K around. On the 75-minute chart, so here you will see that it came down just as this. There was some confirmation here. It went up here, a new high. Now this one is, so this is the actual area of demand zone, which is playing out. On the smaller time frame, that's going to be an area of supply. Uh, but it's a wide supply. So if you want to go short with a hedge or a spread or anything else, you probably wait for it to go deeper or give a smaller time frame confirmation. But once we breach 52,000, probably a bigger fall first towards 52,200, and next if this does not hold. So that's the area of demand zone, which is what pushed the index up to a new high. Again, it went a new high. So even if it goes up, maybe index might find again selling pressure around 52,800. So for the next couple of days also, it could remain range bound since we have our expiry on Bank Nifty on Wednesday. But if this breaches, we have a good fall coming in. So wait for the signals to get into any new trades. You can be stock specific based on once Bank Nifty hits, let's say if it goes to 52,700, you can even look at getting into some stocks which are pulled back into supply zone or have probably started giving confirmation. So that could be nothing. This might range bound. So here only short-term incomes till we get some confirmation like a breach of 5,200 on Bank Nifty and 24,200 on Nifty for higher targets. Hope that helps.